السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد. It is only a few hours and the blessed month of Ramadan will be over. And the energy of Ramadan will be at peak. And the happiness and the pleasure of accomplishing and reaching Eid and celebrating is going to be there, inshallah, with the sad heart of leaving Ramadan, and with the Ummah and how our Muslim brothers and sisters all over the world, in China and Palestine, in Pakistan, in India, going through what they are going through. And we need to connect what we are doing to the atrocity that's happening to our brothers and sisters everywhere else. We should not disconnect and think that it is their problem and we do not have a part of the problem or the part of the solution. We are part of the problem and part of the solution. Which doesn't seem like we are part of the problem, but we are. We are, meaning that if we live up to the standard, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will change what's happening to us. Okay? At the Khilafah al-Uthmaniyya, it ended at the end by someone who was Kemal Ataturk, who was an honorable man in the army, a general, or I don't know what his ranking was, and he was a mujahid in the way of Allah, and he achieved success in battlefields, and he was well known and well revered and so forth, to the point that when the Khilafah was, falling apart, he was offered to become the Khalifa by the Muslims around the world, from the East and the West. And that's how much they looked at him. And then what happened, he said no. Okay, can you imagine, someone in this position, okay, and offering that offer, and meaning in the way of Allah, that would be something to hold the Muslim Ummah together and so forth. And he said, let me make a decision within few months. And in few months, he declared that the Khilafah is over, and declared that the way of the West is the way to go, is the way that is for the future. And the way of the Khilafah was the old, and it has to go. And, made even the external looks of the Muslim culture to change. He asked the ulama and the judges to take their imama off and put a hat, a Western hat on. And as the time goes, and his family takes off their hijab, he comes out now with a different look, and then the music starts in meetings, and then he would dance with his wife and so forth. It is like this is the new era now, the new time of the future. Okay? And the separation between the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the way of life, so to speak, was happening or started happening. And we still are living in it. And again, we press on that point. That never happened since the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That we would have a concept that the way of Allah, of what to do, what not to do in our lives is not even considered. Is not even considered. Okay, in our books, in Muslim countries, and in our lives as Muslimin. And we think that a solution will be, something different than that. And we think that being close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in an act of worship, an act of, ritual. Right? When we say Ramadan now is over and we need to keep close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is not a call to say the only the prayer and only the fasting and only the recitation of the Quran. Of course, this is a foundation, but this is not the goal itself. Okay, the goal itself is everything that is not quite on that path has to be adjusted and put it on the path. Everything in all kind of matters in our lives, and unless this would be the concept. Unless this will be the concept, then nothing will change. When those who finally were getting something from Palestine back to the Muslimin a long time ago, and what in our lifetime, not that very long ago. And what happened to the Palestinians who tried to get certain areas and so forth, when they took it back, they wanted to make money and income and so forth. So they started having, some deals and gambling casinos and bars and so forth to make money. And again, this concept of, we are doing the work of Allah eventually, this is the goal, but where we go in there is crooked. This is not the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it is a work that has to be internal and external, and it has to be continuous in all aspects of life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to see the right path and help us to stay on it and hold on to it. And may Allah help us to see the wrong path from far away and stay away from it. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.